Steve Gamache here with another Chef Knives to Go quick look product review, and what we have this time is the Tojiro DP Damascus Santoku 170mm knife. So this line of knives has an all stainless construction. The hardcore center cutting edge steel is VG10 full stainless steel, heat treated around 60 Rockwell. The construction on the cladding is a multi-layered stainless, soft stainless cladding on either side, and you can see the pattern to that. So all stainless for easy maintenance. The weight and dimensions can vary just a little bit from knife to knife. This particular one is 162 grams, or 5.7 ounces. And then the edge length is 172 millimeters, or about 6.8 inches. And the overall length is about 11.6 inches, or 295 millimeter from end of handle to tip. The spine thickness, these are fairly thin blades, and they're actually fairly stiff for how thin they are. So I got about 2 millimeters at the back here, above the back of the blade, and then about halfway down I got about 1.75, so it doesn't lose a lot of thinness. There's not a lot of taper, but you got a little bit of taper as we get down towards the front, a little bit of distal taper, and then you kind of, it's not a real definitive grind, but it kind of just gradually flows down to the tip, and the tip's not super skinny, but you can see it does thin out a bit. It's fairly thin though. And here's the back side of it. Again, not super skinny, but not too bad either. Reasonably thin. Again, fairly stiff. Nice fit and finish on these. Let's see, blade height is about 46.5 millimeters at the back, so plenty of room for cutting board clearance. The handle is a black micarta handle. Almost could be G10 as well, but black micarta, so it's very durable, extremely resistant to shrinkage or warpage or anything like that, or water saturation. So very, very extremely durable. You've got a full Western handle with a full tang type construction here. So you've got stainless rivets and a stainless tang all the way throughout. This is a bolsterless design, so you get the front of the handle is kind of the bolster. There's not an integrated metal bolster pinned or otherwise on the knife, so it just goes right into the blade. Let's see here. I would say this one's about a 6 out of 10 on my edge as far as sharpness goes. Pretty decent. And let's get our beauty shot here. Be a little tricky to show this, but see what we can do here. So if we kind of do that, you'll be able to see the layers. It's a little bit faint on the layers. That's probably about as good as I'm going to get it right there. You've got some etched in kanji and other marks on the right side of the blade as you'd be holding it. Here's the core cutting edge steel right there. And on the left side of the blade, you just have those layers showing up. So there's your layers. They have relieved a little bit of the corners of the spine. And then the choil here, it's not super sharp, but it's not exactly relieved too much either. So that would be up to you whether it's comfortable for you, whether you want to do a little bit of a sandpaper finish to that and knock that down a little bit. It's kind of, for me, I'm a little picky about that. It might be right on the edge for me, but that could easily be taken care of in 10 minutes with the sandpaper strips and a little shoe shine kind of back and forth motion. You could clean that up pretty nicely. And even the spine if you wanted to add to what they already did on that. So again, a fairly stiff blade. Balance point, the handle of course is fairly heavy and it's a full tang handle, so your balance point, as you might expect on a smaller blade like this, is going to be pretty far back. So there's your balance point right there, just in front of that first rivet. You do have a nice integrated kind of width of the neck right here meets the handle all the way down with the tang. So you got a nice spot wherever you want to put your finger there for a pinch grip if you want to do that. So let's look at the cutting board edge profile. So here's what it looks like on the cutting board. It's kind of a just fairly kind of middle of the road Santoku profile. You've got no real big flat spot on it, but it does kind of roll nicely into the heel, and then you've got a gentle belly and fairly low tip, as is this type of blade. this type of shape. So you can get pretty high on this one rocking wise. So this will rock really nicely, push-pull cuts, glide cuts, could do some tip draws with it, although you have to get the back a little high for that. But it does rock really well. And yeah, again, not a lot of flat spot on here, but fairly versatile profile. So these are just a nice, easy to maintain package. The steel does well, sharpens up well, and it's a good solid choice for kitchen knife steel. So a little bit of extra flair with the Damascus or multi-layered finish on it. So this is the Tojiro DP Damascus Santoku 170mm knife.